gonna be the last pick for Execration. Interesting pick. We didn't see a lot of Grok, okay?
Yeah.
In MPL, maybe in MPL Indonesia or maybe MPL Singapore as well, or even though MPL Philippines. We just we saw a lot of Glue, we saw a lot of Kuvra as well for the current meta, but Grok is gonna be 100% interesting pick for Execration.
Yeah, I thought that Chaknu will play Popol and Koopa, but boy was I wrong. They picked out Grok. Okay, looking at the compositions here, guys. Arashi, tell me your short brief of your insights here. Which one do you prefer?
I think, again, if Singapore known for playing sponsor-back team fights, I think Execration has a real good chance of, even before like winning the league in team fights, actually taking control of the game with their aggressive style. So I'm gonna side the side of Execration.
What about you, Monica?
I think Execration has a really good draft here, but
Okay.
I don't know. I kind of know about this Grok though. How about you?
Personally, looking at the composition, it could go either way if they could translate it. But personally, I like EVOS's composition. I like EVOS's composition more.
Okay, let's see. Let's go jump into the land of dawn. Our first game of best of 3 series for our sport match for today, guys. Look at that Chaknu with this Grok. He already started to, just trying to give a lot of distraction as well towards the Potato. He doesn't want to let Potato have a lot of space as well in the early stage just to scaling his item.
Yeah, he's trying to basically open the map, trying to give information that the jungler's position, but we can see here both roamers, Grok and Jawhead, having to trade damage in a sense. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing interesting. But meanwhile, top side, Esmeralda, Lapu is getting pressured because Esmeralda could clear the minion wave fairly fast than Lapu. Well, I guess both ways, both is fast clearing hero. But yeah, we can see both junglers being happy, just farming right now. And Arashi, again, any thoughts on the composition?
I mean, knowing Renzio, I think he's just playing it safe until level 4. Once he has his bravest fighter, he might go aggressive to shut down Soul before he actually scales longer into the late game, right? So, again, taking control of the game early on.
Yeah, I think Execration, they have a lot of potential in the early stages. They have this Chaknu, they have this Kelfiji as well with his Benedetta. And Eve especially has a burst damage in the early stage. But the problem is, EVOS Singapore, if they can drag this game into the late game, I think they still have a lot of advantage as well.
And here we see like the classic Singaporean move where they actually go for pressure when Turtle is up.
But
look at that, it's gonna be another, maybe I could say a good ejector coming from GPL. The first blood goes into the hand of EVOS Singapore.
Yeah, but right now, Execration being a man down, I think EVOS will gladly take that advantage and look to target this first turtle, guys. But of course, Execration still wants to buy time. But there you go, 4 members already zoning out this turtle area kill. VJ being Benedetta, trying to. It happens that EVOS do not want to take the gamble here. They just reset the turtle here.
Again, in Singapore, it's paramount for them to actually, they spend a lot of time trying to secure the turtle, making sure that they always get it without losing a team fight, because that's how the region generally plays.
They want to play it safe, and another ejector coming from GPL towards this Chaknu. But it's gonna be a good follow coming from Soul. Comes in with the, I could say maybe a good jump as well from this Esmeralda with the Falling Star Moon. Yeah,
exactly. That makes our Chaknu recalls right now, but we see no team fights, we see no commitments. I think both teams wants to play it safe, especially in the early game. Well, any thoughts? Arashi here on this.
I think this is like the calm before the storm, because once one team commits for this, hold up.
But it's gonna be 1v1 situation with Pokemon.
And Death Sonata kills, or basically takes down Kill VJ, and 0-1-0 as a Benedetta player is not what you want. Right now, Execration is trying to make something. Benedetta, without his buffs, is trying to clear the minions, trying to farm, but yeah, I think from the items, there's nothing special here, Arashi.
I mean, early on, Clock of Destiny is secured for Pokemon, as well as the Enchanted Tome for girls. So again,
Enchanted Talisman? Yeah.
Enchanted Talisman, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, Enchanted Talisman
the
for
cooldown reduction.
And for Soul.
Yeah, but Chaknu is gonna be the next target, will be down. Ito Max, he just hiding inside the bush here, but GPL just realized it with the good ejector coming from this Jawhead. It's gonna be 2 member down for Execration. Now it's really a bad situation for them. How do they come back with this kind of, maybe I could say an aggressive gameplay coming from Esports Singapore.
6-0 as of right now. I mean, from the compositions, I do prefer.
Oh,
but
Zaman
hold up.
Force, another Zaman Force is being popped up by this Kalra, but he's just, you know, maybe not really having a good damage there.
Yeah, he was offside somehow, but then again, 7-0 here, and EVOS is basically controlling the early game right now. 4 members or 3 members is already zoning out the bottom turret. 2 members recall.
And it's quite costly for Calvert to do that because he actually is already behind. Now he's 0-2, and he did use Purify in that fight, and so he is in a pretty tough spot right now.
Yeah, but we can see Kill VJ trying to target Esmeralda somehow, for some reason, because Esmeralda is already tanky being behind in gold. I mean, 5k difference. Just entered minute number 5.
Oh, but Pokemon comes in with the Chaos Assault and also good ejector with the unstoppable force comes from GPL here. But meanwhile, Pokemon is going to be shut down in the mid lane just now with Girl as well. It's going to be 2 member down, 2 for 1 Execration. Finally, they made some move here.
Yeah.
That fight was looking very good for EVOS Singapore, but then out of nowhere, Chatnu with the Chak attack just dashes in and knocks 2 people up, and they get the fight turned around just like that.
Yep, Execration, they have to be careful. They have to do something here. They have to make, maybe trying to find another momentum here to make a good comeback for Execration. Because if they drag this game into the late game, EVOS Singapore, they have a lot of, I could say maybe guarantee for the late game. They have this Esmeralda. This Esmeralda is gonna be so tanky, guys. And Potato as well. Okay, with 1 and 0-4 KDA is really a good KDA for marksman in the early stage.
Yeah, and I have to. Well, there's some bug here, right now. We don't know what's happening. But yeah, looking at the stats, I mean, E2 Max is not having a good game at this point. 0-3-0 as a EVE player is not very good, especially if you're after level 4.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, guys, right now, EVOS Singapore could, I think they could handle the game well.
Yeah, they are trying to dominate the game in the early stage here. Even though we know most of the competition is really going into the late game. But so, it's going to be shut down in the top lane just now. And it's going to be 1 for 1 trade. As the same thing goes into the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think they're trading turrets, but EVOS Singapore gets that tier 2 turret top side. And meanwhile, Execration only gets 1 kill and 1 tier 1 turret bottom side here. So, but oh my god, Kill VJ manages to secure the buff
GPL,
from the Ranger.
Another ejector comes from GPL here. E2 Max need to stop him with that really a good slow effect coming from this Eve. And luckily, there's no follow-up coming from EVOS Singapore. After the ejector comes from the Jowhead Eve, there's some follow-up coming from EVOS Singapore. I think EVOS Singapore still could have 1 point, another point from Execration here.
I agree. But yeah, there you go, both teams right now. Execration, and they are trying to find wars, trying to find good pickoffs basically, but still struggling to do so as the gold is behind by 4k. I'm just excited. I can't wait to see the items, guys.
Yeah, it's just so annoying. Look at the GPL. This guy, he doesn't want to stop, okay? He just keep bothering all of the members from Execration. He didn't want to let them to maybe have a lot of space as well to farm, especially for this Rangio, because Rangio and also Kelra could be a hope for Execration going into the late game.
Yeah, I mean, as a Jawhead, and in a leading team is so very good. I mean, could zone out players, 5 members even, but yeah, we can see here, fight action. Evo pops up at real world manipulation. Soul is the next target from Execration.
Oh, but it's gonna be a good vulture coming from Chakno as well. Soul is going to, yeah, it's down. And now Pokemon is gonna be the next target for Execration. Oh, look at that, the really good brave fighter coming from Renzio. He really wants more, and it's gonna be still 1 for 1, 2 member down for EVOS Singapore. And Execration now, they are trying to find a way how to shut down 1 by 1 the member from EVOS Singapore. I think that's the thing that they can do right now for current situation, right?
Definitely a good play for to punish the aggression from EVOS Singapore because
Zaman Force,
they were going a bit too aggressive.
Oh,
and
well
here,
charged.
once again,
It's really a good combo
G
coming from.
down.
Yeah, G has to take down here, and look at that. But it's gonna be another threat as well coming from EVOS Singapore. Kelra, he doesn't have that Zaman Force. Okay, he already used it when he shut down this GPL, but still, it's gonna still be maybe.
Still, yeah, I think that team fight was for the side, it was an advantage for the side of EVOS Singapore, but we can see Execration do not want to give this Lord for free. And yeah, we can see the rotations from KillVJ from the other 3 members. But yeah, Lord has been resetted by EVOS Singapore.
Yeah, they just want to bait this Lord, okay? They want to at least maybe trying to make some move for Execration to just, you know, waste a lot of resource skill before they started to have a war. The Chakno already used his wild charge, and range Geocam as well from the behind with the braver fighter Kill Fiji. He just dived too far though, actually. It's an almost though. It's was too close. It was too close for Kill Fiji, but Potato gonna be the first target, will be shut down by Execration.
Potato is basically the only casualty of that war, and that is what Execration needed. But here, Arashi, Items, talk to me.
So Harris, even though he is actually Kelra on 3-on-3 right now, he's actually quite farmed up. He has 3 of his core items already completed, so he's really skating very well into the late game. But the issue is that the Esmeralda and the Chang'e on the side of EVOS Singapore, as well already with the NOD.
Yeah.
But yeah,
look at that. It's gonna be another Orphanita coming from Execration, and Lord is already being secured by the Execration. EVOS Singapore, they already lose their momentum, and Pokemon's gonna be the next target, will be shut down by Execration. A good ejector coming from PPL, but there's no follow-up coming from EVOS Singapore. So it's gonna be the next target down as well. Execration, even though they have to lose Rangio, but they got the Lord, okay? It's gonna be maybe another buying time as well for Execration to come back.
they got the Lord, they got 2 members, and right now, look at the gold, guys. Execration is coming back to this game, and they are basically now in control of the mid-game. EVOS lost their momentum.
Yep, like RC mentioned earlier, maybe for Singapore, they need that Necklace of Durance.
Yeah, and I've seen, look at the gold, guys. I mean, Granger is still on top, but top 4, 3 members are from the side of Execration. So this is a huge build-up from the Execration side, and we can see already pressuring with the Lord being at the bottom lane, marching down the bottom lane, guys.
Yep, now for Singapore, they have to find a way how to shut down Kelra or maybe kill Fiji in the first place. They cannot, maybe, they don't have to care about E2 max at the backline here, but Ejector comes again from GPL. Chaknu can still run away with the wall charge. Lord is still staying in the bottom lane here, even though Kelra, look at that with the Zaman first move up. Oh, it's not easy to shut down this guy, okay? Now EVOS Singapore, they have to find a way how to stop the regeneration HP they're coming from Execration. Arashi.
Actually, that was a very well-played fight by Execration, because if you notice, Terra used the Zaman Force, but he was actually focusing on the tower instead of actually going to go for kills. So, again, very wise play, knowing that the inhibitor turret, the base turret, is actually so important. So, opting to take that over any kill in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, the Lord was not enhanced, so it does not charge, and getting 1 innovator with a chargeless Lord is a huge benefit or advantage.
Yep, but you guys need to remember, EVOS Singapore, they still have a high ground here, okay? They still have this Pokemon. Can use that Brilliant of Order to just clear the minion as soon as possible. And they also have this girl, okay? This Chang'e with the Meteor Shower. It's not gonna be easy for Execration to just maybe trying to shut down all of the inhibitor turret from EVOS Singapore.
Now look at the damage dealt. Lunox is the top as of right now, and if we take a look at the damage taken here, guys, 2 members from Execration is at the top 3, basically. So yeah, the Grok being at the top.
I mean, it shows, right? Because the Chaknu with being so aggressive, actually taking so much punishment, being at the front, no regard for his own safety, and actually opening up the map for his team. Is exactly why EVOS is getting pressured so hard right now.
And only died twice, or gets taken down twice rather, while taking so much damage. So it's a huge effective play from Chaknu.
Yeah, now Execration, they just need to maybe buying a lot of time until the next Lord pops up. Here, EVOS Singapore, they have to be careful, especially with this Kelra positioning, okay? He's just too good. This Harriet, he doesn't want to stop diving inside the inhibitor red of EVOS Singapore. And look at that. Execration, they want to play it, maybe I could say objectively. They just want to care about how we take down that turret in the mid lane here, because that's the most crucial part, okay? Execration, if they can take down that middle turret, I can say that they maybe control all like 70% of the map here.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the goal here, Rashi, only 2k, but still EVOS could still turn this around if Execration blunders. So what are the winning conditions from EVOS Singapore?
for EVOS Singapore, they need to actually obviously shut down Kelra for sure. But then they need to be careful about Grok and careful from the catch potential from the Eve on the side of Execration, right? Because they do like to play aggressively, and if you're caught out of position, Eve usually also builds either good items with slows, and so if you get out of position and you get caught in the real world manipulation, it's you gotta avoid that.
Yeah, maybe Execration they want to make some I could say distraction as well with this Kel Fiji.
Yeah.
You know, Benedetta he can jump in with the
Final blow.
final blow as well to make some distraction. He can target Pokemon at the backline or maybe a girl as a Chang'e. But the problem is Execration they still have this Harit.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe could be I could say maybe a main damage dealer right now for Execration. But Chakno already used his Vultures, just need to run away.
Yeah, just to escape the pressure there. He does not want to risk it. But yeah, again, I want to see the equipment, guys, because right now the Lord has spawned and both teams are still trying to basically find a window.
Going into the 16 minutes game right now, and
Exactly.
EVOS Singapore, maybe we just want to see if they already have one Nichols of Durance, especially to shut down the regeneration coming from Kalra and also Rengio.
Yeah,
Look
we
at
can
that.
see fight has been emerged right now.
Oh,
but-
the wild charge hit 3 member from EVOS Singapore, but E2 Max is just too free at the backline with the real world manipulation, and Pokemon is gonna be shut down here. EVOS Singapore now, they only have 4 members. Potato, oh, look at that! Look at the joke coming
My
from Potato, but
God.
Renzio still have that flicker as well. Oh my God, it's gonna be a nightmare for EVOS Singapore. Look at that, Kel Fiji with the final blow comes and trying to catch that Soul, but Soul can just run away with the Falling Salmon, and even though we've seen a lot of resource skill that Soul used just now.
2 members are down, but we can see Renzi opening up fights and Chaknu just
GPL.
being the front liner.
Oh, the wall charge again and again. Chakno trying to stop the actually GPL with that Jawhead, but Immortality will down from GPL and Soul almost. Now, EVOS Singapore, they have to find a way how to defend their
looking
base
to end
because
this
look at that.
game.
Yeah, look at the Execration. They're just trying to focus how to end this game, trying to shut down or maybe even though trying to stop all of the members they coming from EVOS Singapore. But Pokemon comes right into the perfect timing there, okay?
Pokemon comes in clutch for his team. I mean, it was some sort of a gamble right then and there. Thankfully for EVOS Singapore, they managed to clear the minions, so to relieve off the pressure. But yeah, right now, both teams resetting with Execration having more control. But EVOS, they are looking to take the gamble here, being 1 man up, taking the Lord, guys.
Yep. Now Execration, they don't have any, maybe a lot of option. They have to
Oh
counter with
my
but Lord! Oh, it's
God.
already being stolen by Benedetta. It's really a good move when they coming from Execration. They want to force the team fight here. Potato will gonna
this
be
is it,
shouted
guys.
down, and it's gonna be a nightmare for EVOS Singapore. 3 member down, and Soul is gonna be the next target. Wow, Maniac, they're coming from Kelra. This is what I said. Okay, EVOS Singapore, they have to find a way how to stop this Kelra, but they don't have an answer for it. Arashi. Wow.
Again, in this fight, it's just unfortunate. Like it all began with that earlier fight.
Oh,
where
Meteor
that,
Shower. I don't
yeah.
think it's gonna be, maybe not a lot of, things
Game
to
number-
do from EVOS Singapore.
Game number 1, Execration closes the gap, or basically start to win game number 1. 1-0.
Again, the lack of crowd control has been a problem for EVOS Singapore. And with so many mobile people, like the Lancelot, like the Selena, like the Harith, having some crowd control would be very convenient.
That's true, but it's gonna be
Oh, there you
Alice.
go.
All right.
An
There you go.
insurance for the late game. EVOS Singapore,
For the
they
late.
pick Alice. A good pick, I could say. At least they can try to maybe having a 1v1 situation with this Uranus as a threat as well coming from Execration. So, guys, prediction. Execration, they have this Jawhead, Selena, Harriet, Lancelot, and also Uranus. Meanwhile, EVOS Singapore, they look pretty strong as well with the Alice, Popol and Koopa, Granger, Benetta, and also Rafaela. So, what do you think, Arashi? Which one?
I think I have to side with Execration on this one. I
Oh.
think again, because you saw Chaknu do so well with the Grok. Imagine him doing it with a Jawhead.
Yep,
So,
that's
I think
right.
he's gonna go huge this week.
Okay, what about you, Albert?
If this game is heading towards the late game, I'm leaning towards EVOS Singapore right now. So yeah,
Let's
if
see.
they could drag it out to the late game.
But I have to go for Execration, I could say. Albert, I'm so sorry.
No
But
worries,
let's
no
jump into the lane of down, our second game for our 4th match for today, Execration versus EVOS Singapore will EVOS maybe can steal 1 point from Execration, or Execration gonna finish this game with 2-0.
That is the question, guys. But yeah, that's our take. What about yours? What's your take on the composition? What's your take on the execution? Will EVOS SG take game number 2, or will, of course, Execration sweeps EVOS Singapore, guys?
It's interesting because UBL he will play this Rare Viola, and Girl will take this Popo and Koopa. Meanwhile, we've seen an aggressive movement coming from EVOS and also Execration in our first 1 minute.
That is true, guys. But yeah, we can see both junglers already having
Oh, the
their first
Abyssal Arrow hit into the Girl, but Girl still managed to run away with the support coming from Koopa as well.
But again, with Girl taken quite low here, they might just make a pressure play onto the orange buff of EVOS Singapore.
Yep. True. The Chakno, look at that. He's gonna steal that jungle, okay? Execration, 100%. They don't want to let EVOS Singapore to have a lot of gold in the early phase here.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Looking at the composition, I mean, Execration, Jawhead, Selena, and Lancelot is very, very strong in the early stages, and they need to maximize that hero, that fact.
Yep, but look at Sol in the top lane. Yep,
Oh
Go
my
VJ. He just wanted to give a poke damage toward this Soul. He just need to make sure that Soul need to go back a little bit, maybe bank some time as well for him to not get his level into level 4.
Well, the timing is convenient now because the turtle has spawned
That's true.
and Soul on that lane has been chunked down quite low, so that might force the issue here.
Yep, but look at that. Oh, at the bottom lane, really a good Abyssal Arrow coming again from E2 Max. I never seen that. Actually, it's maybe it's missed coming from that's E2 Max with this Selena.
I think it didn't miss, guys. It didn't miss.
Didn't
That's
miss
why
at
Alice
all.
was
Not
stunned.
yet, not yet.
Yeah, so right now Alice is still behind, getting picked off once. But yeah, you can see Kill VJ or Execration in general is controlling the early game as we predicted.
Yeah.
And look at where Chakno is. He's just deep in the jungle, gaining info, denying the whole upper side of the jungle from EVOS Singapore. So very aggressive positioning from him.
Yeah, he need the stack as well for this Uranus to, to make his regeneration maybe stronger and stronger going into the late game. So realize this Renazio, he just need to do what he has to do. He cut all of the minion here. He got the stack as well. And Chakno, he's still staying there. He's still there.
He's giving out information, meaning like from the top side, there's no enemies, guys. So EVOS SG is either on the bottom side or near the river. So that's just information, and that is a smart play coming from Chakno.
Yeah, and he even stole that orange buff from EVOS Singapore. But meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Terra not really in a good situation with the Rhapsody and also that Sonata still able to run away. But Soul not really in a good situation as well, because remember, they're coming from Execration just stopped him at the top lane. Meanwhile, look at that. Kelra, this guy
survives, escapes. And meanwhile, Soul has to get taken down top side. Kelra managed to survive, but at the cost of a turret. So I think it's quite even somehow.
Potato?
Yeah, almost. Well, almost a turret, but yeah, I think it's basically will go down in the next wave if not cleared.
The Chakno, here we go. Our Chak Mamba comes. But, yep. Oh, Unstoppable Frost towards that Pokemon, but he still run away. Oh, look at that. Actually, good flicker coming from Chakno here. And even a good follow-up as well from Kelra with the Summon Force. Even though they have to let that turret at the bottom lane gone, but the problem is they still get one member from EVOS Singapore, and it's Pokemon, Alice. So gonna be maybe a threat as well for Execration into the late game, but they stop it in the early phase.
Exactly, and right now Turtle has spawned and Execration trying to set up probably towards that Turtle right now. 4 members already in the area.
Yeah, like you said, Archie, Execration wants to get the objective as soon as possible. They always try to do something before they get this Turtle without any distraction or maybe any contest coming from EVOS Singapore.
And right now, Execration just makes moves so fast that there's no time for EVOS to recover. Once they just lose a man, like earlier when Pokemon gets focused down, they just immediately push the pace and actually go for an objective before EVOS is able to wait for the respawns and get in position.
Oh,
so,
yep, look at that. The bottom
once
lane
again.
ejector again and again. Chaknu, our Chak Mamba really come with a good opening, but sadly, the follow-up is not enough from Execration. Meanwhile, going into the top lane here, kill Fiji with the Phantom Execution and Infiltrate Rose. He just want this
My
potato
God.
to die in the first place. But look at that! Look at the dude! They're coming with the puncture. They're coming from kill Fiji. He made it. He survived, guys.
My God, what a fast hand kill VJ is. That puncture basically makes him escape, guys. And yeah,
Amazing. Oh,
amazing.
again and again, Unstoppable Force, they want to shut down this Pokemon in the early. Okay, they don't want to let Pokemon has a lot of space and time as well
Yeah,
to get his item.
wow.
Oh, look at that kill PG. Oh, he doesn't want to stop, even though he have to maybe being punished by this Koopa.
Yeah, well, that is not a good calculation from Kill VJ. But then again, items is up. Arashi, tell me what's up.
Again, Uranus already with the Brute Force Breastplate itemized first just because he's going against the Vendetta, making sure he has some lane dominance. But the rest of them just building
Pokemon?
straight damage.
Yep, Potato comes as well, but Rangio, he just want to take down that turret at the bottom lane. But ooh, it's really a good backup. They're coming from Potato as well with the Rob Shoddy. Even though they need 2 members to shut down Rangio at the bottom lane, I could say maybe it's a huge impact
Advantage,
as well.
a huge advantage from the side of EVOS SG, and right now we can see 3 members already filling this bottom lane turret, but Kill VG tries to goes in, doesn't have the good
Oh, but the
initiation.
Abyssal Arrow hits. Look at that. E2 Max again and again with a good backup for
Huge.
Kill Fiji.
Huge backup by Kill VJ and his team, but yeah, then again, EVOS trying to disengage, and we can see Doghead already started turtle here, guys.
Knowing that GPL was low and he has to recall, they instantly go again, press the issue, knowing that they have to force EVOS Singapore into bad fights if they want to contest this turtle.
Yep, but Girl is already realized actually they can contest it, but nope. Execration still able to manage to get the turtle. Chaknu, really low, but he still managed to run away. Zaman first coming as well from the Kelra, trying to even to back up this Chaknu. Chaknu still able to run away and even survive. Soul is gonna be the next target, but Soul needs to run away because he didn't have a lot of resource skill as well right now. He used it the eye for an eye, and even though look at that Chaknu, what
Baited.
are you doing?
God, that's a miscalculation from Soul. 0 through 0 on this Benedetta, and right now Execration, they gain more space. They get the blue buff, or purple buff rather, from the side of EVOS SG, and right now EVOS SG, this is not looking good for them, guys.
That's true, but Pokemon trying to survive with the Blood Out, trying to run away as well with the Flying Blood, but it's really a good backup. They're coming from E2max with the Abyssal Arrow and also Abyssal Trap. This Selena, even though going into the mid game, he's still, kind of annoying.
3-1-4 this E2 max on this Selena. 7 total kill participation on 10 total kill points from the side of Execration. But we can see Soul trying to open things. Chaknu is not the target, but of course they are trying to find a pick off. But Hilrare already
Look at that,
with that
taunting.
taunt, with that recall here, and we can see, oh my god, 3 members of EVOS here.
And here,
Monica.
members of EVOS Singapore are actually kind of pressured to make a play because Ranger is on the
but
bottom
oh my
side.
god, look at this. Chaknu and Execration are trying to defend their top lane, guys, which they succeed. And basically, Lord will be up in 20 seconds, guys.
Yes, Arashi.
Yep.
Look
Now-
at that. Pokemon? I don't think that he can try to run away from these 2 members coming from Execration, but Renzio still managed to survive as well. Even though he has to become the sandbag for the second tier turret in the bottom lane, I think, Execration still managed to maybe keep up all of the domination that coming from Execration. Look at the Kara again and again with the Summon Force. This guy, this Harry, he doesn't want to stop. He just want to kill everyone. 2 members down from EVO Singapore now. It's gonna be a nightmare. EVO Singapore, they are being forced away to just, go back to the base and defend your turrets because we will go for our first objective, Lord, without any contest.
What I find very interesting is that Execration's positioning has always been 3 people on top, 2 people below, or vice versa. So they've never really grouped up as 5 for the most part. And I don't know if that's intentional to avoid the 5-man team fight composition that EVOS desperately wants to have, or whether it's just coincidence and them being aggressive in both sides of the map, and that's just how they ended up being,
Maybe for Singapore they just want to, overcome it, I could say.
Yeah, they do not want to overcommit, I think. But oh my god, Soul
Again and
getting
again,
caught.
E2 Max Look at that, the Abyssal Arrow. Oh, he still can run away with the
That's out.
final blow. Coming from Soul, almost. Meanwhile, Renzio, oh, that's really a good. That's another that coming from
Snipe.
Potato. At least it's gonna be maybe a buying time as well for EVOS Singapore. Execration, they cannot they cannot take this Lord with only 4 members.
Yeah, they cannot initiate Lord indeed, being a one-man down. But yeah, we can see EVOS trying to push their lanes, trying to clean their lanes basically because the pressure is still on them right now. But yeah, what's the winning condition for EVOS SG right here, right now, Rashi?
I think they need to play it a bit slow and actually scale into the late game because they do have really
Agree.
good like late game options. Again, they did draft more towards like a late game situation. They do have a marksman as opposed to the assassin on the side of Execration. So they might stand to gain something by playing a bit safer.
Yeah, and I could say maybe GPL, he has to pay attention for his positioning as well. Because maybe he's one of the key players for EVOS Singapore to survive in the for the team fight into the late game.
Against a team so aggressive at Execration, if you don't manage your positioning, they're gonna notice that opportunity and just dive at you, and before you know it, you're gone.
Yeah, the thing is, EVOS with their composition, right? With Alice, the more time, the more they could buy time, the more it favors them. With this Alice, trying to find stacks. So I think that is what they are trying to do right now. That is also one of the winning conditions because this Alice could become a huge, huge problem for the side of Execration.
Yeah, that's true. Abyssal Arrow, EVOS Singapore, they have to pay attention with that small fish that coming from E2 Max, you know? It could be a game changer as well for Execration.
And Slaughter is on the table now, so a lot more urgency on the side of Execration. They
Yep.
do try and start it, and if EVOS Singapore doesn't realize, they might just sneak it out.
Well, and 2 members from Execration are still staying at the bottom lane. Chaknu realized that EVOS Singapore trying to contest it, but it's kind of pretty late for EVOS Singapore. They have to go back right now. They have to defend their base because Execration, now they are ready for the push with the Lord.
That is true. And right now, from the members from EVOS SG, they need to back out. They need to defend it because Lord will march in right now. Second number 40 number, right now. But yeah, both teams trying to reset here, guys.
Yep, Lord is already marching into the top lane. EVOS Singapore, they have to gather up, I could say. Because look at that, it's gonna be maybe the other thing that EVOS can do. Renzio still managed to survive, but Chakno is gonna be the next the other target here. His immortality is down, but Chakno is gonna be, you know, he cannot survive with 4 members that coming from EVOS Singapore, okay? There's a lot of things as well coming from EVOS Singapore. Even though Execration, they are still able to survive with only 4 members, and even though Lord trying to pick up or maybe do something at the top lane, Potato.
4 versus 4 right now, but we can see Lord already charging towards the top
Kelra?
inhibitor, but Kelra gets
Zaman Force.
chunked, but of course there's no really a committed fight here from the side of EVOS. They want to defend their inhibitors, but wow, we can see the pressure from Execration. Even Execration playing a discipline here, guys. They just want to clear the jungles.
And I think it's a very smart move from them to actually not group with the Lord, and they actually planted all 3 lanes together.
Yeah,
And effectively,
split up.
as I was saying, they split up EVOS Singapore so effectively. They just can't ever get a proper 5-man team fight.
After they lose Chakna, I don't think Execration, they can pick a team fight here with EVOS Singapore. They just straight away split it up, and they even got 2 inhibitor turret of EVOS Singapore. Now, EVOS Singapore, they are being driven away by Execration. They have to find a way how to stop, or maybe trying to pick 1 by 1 member coming from Execration. But look at that, Rengio trying to survive at the bottom lane here.
Yeah, that's true. And I just looked at Pupa's items, guys. It is a support, but it is a damage support. So there's DHS, there's Deadly Blade in their items, and as well as Thunderbolt.
But look at
big
Kelra
fight.
by himself in the middle lane, trying to pop up the Zaman 4, trying to pick someone.
My
Pokemon is
God.
gonna be the first target by Execration. Renzio still staying in the front lane. Look at that. It's really a good backup coming from Chakno as well with the ejector. And at least EVOS Singapore, now they lose 2 members. Execration, they are trying so hard to push with the super minion coming from the top lane and also the bottom lane.
Things are not looking good for the side side of EVOS. 3 versus 5 right now, and they're
Oh,
looking for the
Chakno,
innovator.
double force. Played too far, but at least he got one. Renzio trying to maybe back him up. But look at that.
Nice.
Again and again, Kara, no one can stop this guy. It's gonna be double kill for Kara.
This is
And
it,
look at
guys.
that. It's gonna be wipe out for EVOS Singapore Execration. They take game number 2.
2-0. The pattern in game number 1 is still on, guys. Match number 1 to 2-0. Match number 2 2-0. 3 and right now 4. Match number 4 2-0 as well, and it's still a pattern, guys.
Wow.
Come on,
Don't
Rocky.